Sabo was in Pangaea Castle, where he had just defeated some guards. Suddenly, a girl named Jewelry Bonnie appeared before him, surprising him. She said that since they both wanted the same thing, they should work together. Sabo agreed and shared that he had heard about Bartholomew Kuma having a daughter. After obtaining the keys to the slaves' collars, Bonnie informed Sabo that she had been keeping track of the Revolutionary Army's actions. She trusted them to take care of her father's body. Sabo handed the keys to one of Kurasu's special crows and instructed Kurasu to inform Morley and the others at headquarters to bring Kuma and the slaves as quickly as possible. As Kurasu accepted the keys, he warned Sabo to be cautious. Sabo then asked Bonnie about her plans. She revealed that she intended to go to a place called Egghead and see if Dr. Vegapunk could reverse the changes made to Kuma's mind. So, Sabo sensed guards nearby, so they quickly hid. The guards were talking about being understaffed, and one of them mentioned that some guards had seen something called the Lost Chamber. This caught Sabo's interest. After Sabo and Bonnie left the castle, Sabo wished Bonnie good luck and she asked him to take care of her father while she was gone. Elsewhere, there were 5 wise elders who were curious about what King Cobra wanted to discuss with them. King Cobra revealed that he had some important knowledge about the world government, which was established a long time ago, around 800 years ago to be precise. He explained that back then, 20 kings and queens came together with their families to form a powerful group called the World Nobles. Their aim was to rule over the entire world as one united clan. In the beginning, these 20 monarchs treated each other equally and set up an empty throne. This was done to make sure that no one would become a dictator and try to seize power. They even placed weapons before the throne as a symbol of their promise to never sit on it themselves. As time went on, new royal families were chosen to rule over nations that the original founders couldn't oversee anymore. To ensure a smooth transition of power, the new rulers removed any mention or reminders of the previous monarchs from their respective countries. This way, they could establish their own authority without any influence from the past. Cobra talked about an interesting fact. He said that there is only one exception to a certain rule. This exception is Queen Nefertari Lily, who decided to continue ruling over her people in a place called Arabasta. That's why there are only 19 weapons near an important symbol called the Empty Throne. The elders, who are wise and respected individuals, listened to Cobra's story and asked him why it mattered. Cobra explained that he had studied various historical accounts about the time after a period known as the Void Century. In all the information he gathered, there was no mention of Queen Lily. Cobra believed that she never returned home, and instead, her young brother became the ruler of the country. Cobra then asked the 5 elders if they knew what happened to Queen Lily. Saint Jigarsha Saturn, one of the elders, replied that because it was such a long time ago, the specific details of what happened to her were lost in history. It was just not recorded. Curiously, Cobra also asked the elders about the secret meaning behind the letter D. He wanted to know why it was important. When one of the elders asked what made him ask that question, Cobra revealed that Queen Lily had passed down a short letter from one generation to another, and it contained this mysterious symbol. In a public courtyard, something terrible was happening. Saint Charles had captured Shirahoshi and used chains to tie her up. He was feeling proud of himself and started dancing around, bragging about how he could control her and hurt her if she disobeyed him. Shirahoshi pleaded for someone to help her, but the people who were watching were too scared to do anything. They ran away, pretending they hadn't seen anything. Luckily, Shirahoshi's brother, Fukaboshi, came to her rescue. He apologized for not paying attention earlier, which allowed Charlos to capture her. Fukaboshi was joined by his other brothers, Ruboshi and Menboshi, in their attempt to save Shirahoshi. However, Charlos didn't care about their efforts. He ordered his henchman, Kuma, to attack them. Charlos believed that he had the power to do whatever he wanted because he was rich and could buy permission to harm fishmen and merfolk like Shirahoshi and her family. Rebecca and Leo were witnessing a terrible incident where Shirahoshi was being attacked. In response, Sai, one of their companions, asked Saint Don Quixote Mjosgard for permission to strike back at the aggressor, a guy named Charlos. Surprisingly, Mjosgard agreed and assured Sai that he would take responsibility for their actions. Mjosgard then advised Fukaboshi, who was of royal descent, to hold himself back due to his status. However, Mjosgard believed that Leo and Sai, being pirates, had an advantage in escaping because they weren't tied to any particular country. But things took a dramatic turn when Charlos tried to retaliate against Mjosgard for hitting him earlier. That's when Leo and Sai teamed up and launched a powerful attack on Charlos, practically knocking him out in an instant. This sudden event caused panic among the onlookers, as they feared Charlos might be seriously hurt and that the powerful admirals would be called to the scene. Just when it seemed like the situation was about to escalate further, Kuma, who was prepared to launch another attack at Leo and Sai, was suddenly stopped by a new arrival named Morley. Morley emerged from the ground and managed to subdue Kuma, pleading with Leo and Sai to go back home together. With the timely arrival of Kurasu, who had the keys to something important, Morley suggested that everyone should head downwards to safety. In the throne room, something interesting happened. Emu, a mysterious person, suddenly appeared in front of the 5 elders. They were shocked because Cobra was still there. Emu sat on the empty throne, which scared Cobra. Emu even mentioned Lily's name, adding to the suspense. Watch the next chapter.